We just got some new details on the original Grand Theft Auto 6 leak, and this is fascinating. So this actually goes all the way back to 2018, and the only reason we know about this is because of an unfortunate situation at Rooster Teeth. If that name rings a bell, you've probably watched a handful of their videos in some way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, they're shutting down, and they're no longer going to be producing content. And one of the shows that Rooster Teeth had was called The Know, and back in 2018, in fact, 6 years ago today on March 5th, 2018, The Know put out a video on Inside Gaming called Exclusive: Grand Theft Auto 6 Location Details Game News. And at the time, we really hadn't heard anything about Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar Games was only months away from releasing Red Dead Redemption 2. GTA Online at this point was going really strong with some of its best DLCs yet. Now, it had been a long time to not receive another Grand Theft Auto game. Little did we know it would be really like 7 more years later. But it was still like, whoa, we're getting news on GTA 6. What's going on here? And in case you guys are wondering, I'll sort of show you guys some of the highlights of the things they talked about.
However, we got a little scoop on some details about where the next mainline game will be set, a possible release window, and who the protagonists may be.
Okay, so this info comes to us via an inside source. The source has requested to remain anonymous, so we won't be sharing any details about them.
Nope, we don't want to get them in trouble.
Right. The next Grand Theft Auto is codenamed Project Americas, and it will be based in Miami, or possibly their facsimile of Miami, given how Rockstar does these things.
Yeah, I mean, most likely indicates a return to Vice City, because Vice City has been the stand-in for Miami in the past, but Miami does actually exist in the game's universe as well.
Complicated.
One other major detail, though, the reason it's codenamed Project Americas is because you'll be able to fly between the USA and South America when you're doing missions.
That's 2 Americas.
That is 2 Americas, hence the multiple.
That would be a cool new development, and it's not unreasonable for the setting, given how over the years that pipeline between South American countries and Miami has basically been a highway for cocaine smuggling.
Well, as for the upcoming game, our source wasn't clear whether the game's going to be set in a current day Miami or some point in the past, but it wouldn't be surprising to see it take place in a post-Vercetti era with, I don't know, lots of callbacks, but room for a whole new story.
In the past, Rockstar president Leslie Benzies has commented on potentially returning to Vice City, and he did note that Vice City was as much about the era as the setting, and that it would be strange to revisit the city in a different time period, so maybe not so post-Vercetti?
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see like how this is going to break out. Regardless, this game sounds like it's going to be bigger in terms of scope, especially if it involves traveling back and forth to multiple continents. Apparently, Rockstar is in the early stages of development still, but according to our source, it could be released in the next 3 to 4 years, which would put it in the 2021, 2022-ish range, and about 8 or 9 years behind GTA 5.
That seems like an eternity away.
It does seem like it's very far away. And one more minor tidbit, as for the game's protagonist, this has been rumored before, and it is apparently still yet to be firmly decided, but there are rumors we could see a female lead for the game, which again would be an interesting choice. Not something they've done before. No word on whether it would be one of multiple protagonists like they do with GTA 5, or if they're going back to a single lead format there. With it being early days, that could also change during development.
So as you heard there, they talked about the game returning to Vice City, but the details were fuzzy. It was going to be called Project Americas. They still were not sure if it was going to be set in modern times or if it was going to be in the Tommy Vercetti era. And over time, we have obviously realized that this original leak has turned out to be true, not only from the details of the game, like returning to Vice City and Leonida, but also even the codename itself, Project Americas, was actually found in the Red Dead Redemption 2 files. And you guys heard from the No host there that the source was someone who had inside information at Rockstar Games. They did not reveal that source. And just the other day, some of the hosts of Rooster Teeth and Inside Gaming did sort of one final podcast talking about some of their favorite moments and memories. And they actually talked about what happened when they revealed this GTA 6 info. Take a listen to this right here.
That was really cool. The one time I wouldn't say get in trouble, but caused a stir in larger Rooster Teeth was it was when I was writing for the No, and and I have a journalism background. Like I came out of like newspapers. That's what I did for years and years and years. And so I got a tip, and this was 6 or 7 years ago, about GTA 6. From someone, and I'm not going to say who still, but like they had inside info as to what it was looking like at the time. And it was like, I forget what, but it was like, it was codename Project Americas, and you're going to be doing drug missions to, and, from the U.S. to Central South America and all this. So I was like, great, got the person to confirm who they were, typed up the script, we put out the video, and no one believed us at the time, or it was kind of, the audience was kind of like, I don't know, you're full, kind of like you're full of shit or whatever. Rockstar flipped out.
Oh, wow.
They locked down the studio to find the leaker. And a vice president of Rockstar called me and was like, he's very nice, but he wanted to know, who my source was. And I was like,
do that, yeah.
I was like, look, man, I cannot, I don't know how, games journalism, but I'm from newspaper, I'm never going to tell you he was like, that's fine, just wanted to, and got off, and it was Rooster Teeth, it had caused a deal. Nobody ever said hey, you shouldn't have done that, but it was it definitely caused waves that we had put that out. And to her credit, Ashley, my boss at the time, was like, no, that's fine. We're doing our jobs.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It was a really fun memory though at the time. And then sort of later on when GTA 6 finally kind of came, a couple people would bring that video up, and that made me feel good. They're like, you guys had it.
So Rockstar Games was absolutely pissed. They basically shut things down, tried to find out where the leak came from. They were calling the host of the show, the producers of the show. I wonder who that person was that actually called them. Little did Rockstar know that that leak was going to be really not even a big deal in the grand scheme of things, considering a few years later they would actually have video footage of the game leaked and the original trailer leaked hours before it was supposed to come out. So Grand Theft Auto 6 just has been leaked all the way around. But basically Rockstar Games calling them just essentially confirms that all of that was true. I mean, obviously, but for Rockstar to call about something like that, that really means they're taking things seriously. So I found that to be so interesting because that is really where it all began with the Project Americas leak. We got our first glimpse at what Rockstar was going to do, returning to Vice City, potentially going to South and Central America as a part of the drug trade, which was a big part of the original Vice City game. I mean, it was the whole reason why Tommy Vercetti came to Vice City. So it makes you wonder when it's all said and done and once GTA 6 is here, if we'll get more stories like this on some of the leaks and how Rockstar reacted. But for now, I'll just take more official information about the game. That would be great. Let me know what you guys think, though, in those comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.